Good morning and welcome to our show of Dr. Lamba explains Sikhism. And when you talk of Sikhism, you see all the gurudwaras, all the religious congregations, and so much so, even the politico-religious conventions have a saffron flag flying high with khanda symbol on that. And that is called Nishan Sahib. Sahib as a mark of respect. Nishan means symbol, the symbol of Sikhism. As a matter of fact, all nations, countries, religions have symbols. They are revered, they are held sacrosanct. And flag is never deemed to be merely a piece of cloth. It symbolizes the essential attributes of that religion, of that country, and is so symbolical that the people are attached to it more than to their life. We know that the flags have been used as the symbol since times immemorial. But Sikhs are quite attached to this flag much more than any other religion is. And as a matter of fact, I'm amazed that although they are attached to the flag, most of them may not be aware of the complete history. People ordinarily think that it was started by Guru Gobind Singh. No, it wasn't. The Nishan Sahib as a flag dates back to 1606 when the sixth Sikh Guru, Guru Har Gobind, first raised the first Sikh flag over the Akal Takhta seat of authority in Amritsar. Now what happened was that he had been imprisoned by Jahangir after his father had been killed mercilessly, roasted, made to sit on the burning fire, thrown in the boiling water, and he died. It was an uncomparable tyranny and torture that was meted out to the fifth Guru, Guru Arjan Dev. And then Guru Har Gobind was arrested and put in the Gwalior jail. But ultimately when he was released, he hoisted the flag as a sign of authority, as a sign of sovereignty. And it was done at Akal Takhta. And Akal Takhta, you know, is the highest seat of Sikhism. At that time, this was not called Nishan Sahib. It was called Akal Dhavaj. Akal is undying, Dhavaj is flag, banner. It was also called Satguru Nishan, the insignia of the true God, true Guru. Now Nishan Sahib at present is a triangular flag made of cotton or silk, and there are tassels at the end. The word, as I said, Nishan Sahib means exalted ensign, and it is hoisted on a tall flagpole outside most gurudwaras, and the whole flagpole is covered with fabric. At the top, there is a khanda on the top. In the past, it was not khanda. It was asbut, it was nangraj harsh, or even an arrow that was placed on the top. So there has been a gradual change in Nishan Sahib. And it's quite interesting. The emblem now is called as khanda, which depicts a double-edged sword called khanda. And then what does that signify? That again signifies Guru Har Gobind. He wore two swords, Miri and Piri, the spiritual and temporal. And these two swords were combined to make khanda. So from Ashbut to Nagani Barsha to Tir, that's arrow, and then to khanda. That has been the symbol. And then color. It has not always been saffron as we see it today. It was blue. And why it was blue? Because blue is the color of royalty. And when Guru Hargobind hoisted the flag as a sign of rebellion, as a sign of his sovereignty, he also wanted to show that this is a sovereign place and is not subservient to the Mughal Empire. This is quite interesting, you know. And if you know that Guru Gobind Singh always used to wear the blue clothes, again, as a sign of royalty. So, in this, there is a chakra which is circular, it's flagged. This chakra, this circle, is flanked by two single-eyed swords, or kirpans. And almost all Sikhs warriors used to wear it in the 18th century. Khanda was worn invariably because they were all the time on war. And the Huns even now do so. The Khanda Sahib is not to be confused with the Huns Aad Chand. Aad Chand is the first symbol of Sikhism. Again, the symbol of Sikhism today is Khanda, but earlier it was half moon, Aad Chand. And you can see the Nyangs wearing it. Basically, this is about the challenge to Islam. Look here, you have the crescent, so have we. You have a flag, so have we. You are sovereign, so are we. The Khanda was not introduced by Guru Hargobind, but it was a plain yellow banner. First it was blue, then it became the pale yellow. And then Guru Gobind Singh, in the 18th century, the Sikh army marched. And when the Sikh armies marched, better than the Guru Gobind Singh later on, the standard bearer would march ahead of the army with Nishan Sahib. One of the Sikh missiles, which in addition to being a fighting formation in its own right, perhaps provided Nishanchi to other missiles. And for this reason, it was called Nishanchi missile in their ardas. And ardas is the prayer. We know it every day. The Sikh, and then imagine, it's a Sikh daily prayer, and every time they recite, they recall Nishan should be there. And the word uses Chokyan, Jande, Bunge, Jugo, Jugatal. Chokyan is the palanquin, Janda is the flag, the Nishan Sahib. Bunge was those houses which are built around Golden Temple. So they should live forever. And Chokya is also choir. So choir, standards and citadels should flourish forever. So this is possibly the only religion where the prayer contains the reference to the flag. And as I said, this flag, the first flag, was hoisted in Akal Takht on Akal Bunga. And that was the first one, immortal flag. As a matter of fact, it was installed by Sardar Jhanda Singh. The man who hoisted the flag, his name was Jhanda Singh. Jhanda is a flag. And he belonged to Bhangi clan. And in 1783, now the progress says, Udasi Mahan Santokh Das and Pritam Das from Dera Ram Rai of Dehradun, they brought a salt tree in one piece. And that complete tree, which was brought right from the roots, was used as a flagpole. And this was the place which was later on renamed Jhanda Bunga, moved to the empire of Ranjit Singh. In 1820, Sardar Desa Singh Majithia, whom Maharaja Ranjit Singh knew, he was given the job of the management of Darbar Sahib, and he replaced this tree with a steel one covered with gilded copper sheets. Now the flagpole is covered with a fabric. So first it was a tree by itself, then it was removed, and a wooden one, steel one was used, and it was covered with golden colored copper sheets. Similarly, A similar flagpole was also got repaired and erected by Desa Singh's son Lara Singh Majitia, and they were of equal size, and there were two flags on Janda Bunga since then. Even now, if you go to Janda Bunga in Akal, there are two flags. So both these flagpoles are made of the solid iron. And then, at one time they had decided to widen the prikarma. Prikarma is people who take circumambulatory terrace around the Sarovar. So these two Nishan Sahib were pulled down and refixed a few meters away from the former site in 1923. In 1962, Shromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee replaced them with the new ones of steel pipes. Again, they were covered with a gilded copper sheets, so electric cables leading to the lights on the top could pass through them. Now, traditional symbol of Khalsa Panth, as I said, signifies the presence of Khalsa in the neighborhood. There is one custom that at every Vaisakhi, the birthday of Khalsa, the flag is taken down and it's replaced with a fresh flag, and the flagpole is refurbished. During the time of Hargobind Sahib, the Nishan Sahib was made into a shade of yellow, as I said, Basanti. First it was blue, then it was covered Basanti to show the spirituality and the warrior spirit. Then it was changed to navy blue again by Guru Gobind Singh, called Surmei color. And even today, Nihangs have the Surmei color flag. And then, as I told you, the first album was not Khanda. Guru Gobind Singh used three albums. He used Katar, which is dagger, Dhal, a shield, and Kirpan, a sabre. And these albums were used by the Sikh masons of the empire. And when Maharaja Ranjit Singh took over, Gulab Singh asked Maharaja Ranjit Singh to change the Nishan Sahib color to saffron, a deep orange. That was the time when the present color was introduced. Ranjit Singh declined. But then later on he changed the flag, and that from the traditional Akalis, the French-style soldiers. So he made three flags for the empire. And the forces had one flag for the Hindu forces, one flag for the Muslim part of the army, and one for the main army. Later the battle standards for the Muslim regiment was the lion and the sun, and Hindu regiments were Durga, Chandi, Kali. So there were different flags, Khanda and Zafran flag for the Sikh. Later during the British rule, the color changed again to Basanti and Surmei to Kesari. And during the Singh Sabha movement, the Sikhs tried to restore Sikhism to pristine glory. And then it became the flag of Dal Khalsa. But slowly changed today to today's what we call Nishan Sahib and Khanda album. The weapon, as I told you, earlier it was used by Gobind Singh, was Nagni Barsha. Nagni Barsha was a sword like a snake. And this was basically an invention of Guru Gobind Singh. He told Bhai Bachittar Singh to prepare this. And what he did was, he pierced the trunk of a drunken armed elephant in the battle of Namrogar. Then Ashtbhuj was used. Ashtbhuj is a spear with three crescents stuck to the iron rod with two spears coming on the top. This was used by Guru Gobind Singh in the battle of Satgdat. And even today you can use this Ashtbhuj in Chamkaur Sahib Gurudwara. The flag is simply ramped up around the top of the spear with two strings of fabric at the top. and khanda at the top. So this historical survey shows that it has been an integral part. Albums have changed, colors have changed, but the spirit has remained the same. And this Nishan Sahib came in news recently during the last year's farmers' agitation when some people tried to hoist the Nishan Sahib on red fort. Now, basically that was an act of rebellion, according to some people. But it was a religious symbol at that time. Anyway, this historical change, shifting from Guru Har Gobind to present day, shows that this Nishan Sahib was, whatever the color was, whatever the album was, and is the most integral part and aspect of Sikhism. And no Gurudwara, no religious congregation, and as I said, no political or religious congregations can be complete without Nishan Sahib. All the processions taken by the Sikhs during the celebrations of Gurpurab, Nishan Sahib has a prominent place. So this basically identifies Sikhism, its aspirations, its hopes, and dedication to its heritage. Thank you.